True Media. What's going on with the family? Hope everybody doing well and feeling well. Hey, check this out real quick. The economy will never be the same after 2026. Jobs will never be the same as we got used to in the past. We got to understand and realize we're going through a reset. America is going through a great reset. And with every reset, it comes, uncertainty. It comes uncertainty. And y'all got to remember, man, jobs ain't going to be the same going forward. It's not going to be as easy to go to work and get a job like you used to 5-10 years ago. And this is how they trying to make it. That's why they trying to usher in AI and all these artificial intelligence and all this shit like that, because they planning a great reset right now. See, what we up against right now, we is in something we call Agenda 21. Agenda 21 was the depopulation agenda to get rid of millions of people. They already did that in 2020 with the C-19. That was a part of 2021, the Agenda 21 period. Now we headed into Agenda 2030. Agenda 2030 is the Great Reset. Although most people feel like it probably was 2020, but it was somewhat 2020, but it's going to be another one in the 2030. And what I want y'all to understand and remember is y'all got to understand things ain't going to look the same or be the same like they used to. That's why it's a lot of people out here right now panicking, and it's a lot of people out here talking about they can't get work. It's a lot of people out here talking about they can't pay their bills. They doing this shit so when they usher in the digital chips, you're going to be easily to take that shit. That's why they making you desperate. They always do this to the people. They make us desperate, and then they come out with another tactic to get us to accept it so it can fit their agenda. So what they doing right now is making everybody desperate. They making everybody panic. And then what they going to roll out next is the digital IDs. And when they roll out the digital IDs, and when they roll out the FRID chips, which is the mark of the beast and Revelations, a lot of people gonna take it because they desperate. And that's what we dealing with right now. We dealing with a society full of people that's panicking. They desperate. They don't know how they gonna pay their bills. They don't know how they gonna put food on their table. They don't know how they gonna keep a roof over their head. And it's all a part of fear mongering. It's all a part of the agenda to divide and control, to divide and conquer. And so we got to remember and understand, man, we dealing with a government, we dealing with, a society that's been infiltrated by demons. And they trying to follow through these plans that they been had planned 50 years ago. And a lot of people gonna fall for the digital IDs because a lot of people is panicking. This is what's happening right now, y'all. Y'all think they can't fix the economy? They got all the power and all the resources to change the economy around tomorrow if they wanted to. But it's all a part of the script. It's all a part of the plan. And like I said, Agenda 21 was a part of the depopulation plan. Now, Agenda 30 is going to be a part of the ushering of AI, and it's going to be a part of the ushering of the digital frequency and the digital IDs. And the only way they can get people to accept the digital IDs and the digital currency is to put people in a state of fear and put people in a state of panic. And so they got people right where they want them at. They got everybody right where they want them at. If you not into nature, your ass better get into nature today. This is why I be telling y'all, man, you better get into nature. If you're not into nature and you depend on the government for everything and you depend on a job and you're not self-sufficient, you're going to be fucked up. You're going to take a hit. You're going to take a hit. And it's time to become more self-sufficient and learn how to self-sustain, because they got the people right where they want them at. And they got everybody in a state of panic. And the government love when the people is in a state of panic, because they can get you to do anything they want you to do, because they know that you desperate. You desperate for an opportunity. You desperate for a job. You desperate for some money. You desperate for a come up. And so we got to remember and understand all this shit is one big play. From the war in Iran to the C-19, all the way down to the cost of living and the rise of rent and mortgages. All this shit is a part of the scheme or the plot for them to get people to buy into the digital IDs and the FRID chips. So you got a lot of people right now who's hungry, who's starving. And when they come out with them digital IDs, guess what people gonna do? Sign me up. Please, I'll take it. I'll take the digital ID. Please, I just need to feed my family. You see what I mean? And that's what a lot of people gonna say. And that's what a lot of people gonna do, because they desperate. And you never make a decision when you desperate. You never make a move when you desperate. And they got everybody right where they want them. They got everybody desperate. They got everybody panicking. They got everybody in a state of fear. And it's going to make it easier for them to usher in their next move. And the economy will never be the same after 2026. It's not going to be as easy to just go apply and get a job like 5 or 10 years ago. It ain't going to be that easy no more. Because we headed into a time where you have to be self-sufficient. If you don't have nothing you building on your own, or you don't have people you building something with, you feel what I'm saying, that y'all can fall back on, it's going to be bad. That's why I tell y'all, man, make sure y'all start building something of some kind of substantial, improvement, or something that's sustainable. Build something of your own, because those days of you thinking that you can reach out to the government and the government just gonna help you, those days is over with. They over with, man. Why you think they not doing nothing about homelessness? It's a homeless epidemic out here in America. Do you think the government give a fuck? No. They not trying to clean up the streets. They not trying to get these, homeless people off the streets. They don't even care. They pass up these homeless people every day in their nice cars on the way to their big houses in the hills. And do you ever think they stop to themselves to say, we trying to fix this shit? No. Because it's all a part of a plot or a bigger picture. It's all a part of a scheme that they doing. And this is why I want y'all to understand, man. Like, y'all got to remember, the government is not working in your favor. Not then and not now and not never. They never working in your favor. So I want y'all to remember, man, it's about self-sufficiency. And y'all got to open up your eyes, man. The economy will never be the same after 2026. This might be it. This might be it right here. And to us as the people decide to take a stand and rebel against this construct, ain't nothing gonna change. I keep telling y'all this shit. And to us as the people take a stand and decide to fight back for our liberty, ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change. And they know where the real power is at. We hold the real power. You see what I'm saying? But most people don't have the confidence, or most people not brave enough to take a stand for what they believe. So they keep going to work. They keep going along just to, cash in some time for a paycheck. And they look up, 20 years past, 30 years past, and nothing got better, nothing changed. The only thing changed is you got older and you about to get ready to die and hit the grave. Now you done worked all your life, not living, never traveled outside of your city, never went nowhere, never did nothing you wanted to do. And now you old, 70, 80 years old, can't even move because you done bought into this lie or this great deception called an American dream or the world dream, because it's a worldwide phenomenon. But at the end of the day, I want y'all to understand, man, We, the people, got to change this shit, not the government. See, y'all sitting around waiting on Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden. Y'all waiting on President Bush, the Pope. These people not going to change shit for you. They don't know you, and they don't give a fuck about you. They going to do what's best for them and their family. All right? And I want y'all to understand that and really get that through y'all head. These people ain't coming to change a damn thing for you. Us as the people got to take a stand together in unison and come up with a plan or a construct to rebel against this great beast, because they not going to change shit. They going to continue to get all in your pockets. They going to continue to raise taxes, inflation, all these different things, interest, just to get richer off the backs of the slaves. They still doing it right now today. It never went nowhere. It only got wider. It only got widespread and bigger. But they still getting rich off the backs of the less fortunate. And what I want y'all to remember and understand, man, until you make it up in your mind to where you ready to pull yourself out this shit, ain't nothing gonna change. It's not a law. It's not a law in a rule book that's about to help you get out of this shit without you putting in some kind of effort to get yourself out this shit. It's not a law in a rule book that's about to help get you in a better position without you getting off your ass and speaking up and taking a stand to get yourself in a better position. Because these laws is not in the favor of the citizens. They in favor of the rich to stay rich and the poor to stay poor. And they'll let a few people get by here and there. They'll let a few people make it. They'll let a few people taste the American dream. They'll let a couple people every now and then, a football player, you know, a basketball player, an entertainer. They'll let a few people get a little piece of the pie every now and then. But that don't even scratch the surface of how many other billions of people or millions of people who's less fortunate. You see what I'm saying? And I want y'all to remember, man, the economy will never be the same after 2026. And y'all got to remember, man, we can make it. But you ain't going to make it depending on Donald Trump. You ain't going to make it depending on the politicians. They not in there in favor of you or your family. Do you think they can't change the economy today? They could change this shit tomorrow if they really wanted to. The economy we looking at today, if the government wanted to, they could change this shit by tomorrow morning. But they understand as well as I do that they have an agenda and they trying to see forth that agenda to come to pass. And what I'm telling y'all is I'm giving y'all the game, or I'm giving y'all the insight on what these people doing. So when y'all see these people over here starting wars with Iran, all that shit is a part of the agenda to raise prices, to price people out of their neighborhoods, their houses, and to price people out of this country if necessary and get you to go somewhere else. So I'm trying to tell y'all what y'all dealing with. A lot of y'all talking about, man, it's hard to find a job. You damn right it's hard to find a job. And if you really look at it, it ain't gonna get no better. Ain't gonna get no better. We living in a time where you gotta be self-sufficient. You gotta start trying to build something. I don't give a fuck if it's, you know, something small. Just start with something small. You gotta have some kind of skill, talent. You got to be able to produce something on your own. All right. You got to be able to produce something on your own. All right. And I just want y'all to remember and understand, man, like, gone are the days where the economy is just booming and thriving based on a president making a certain decision or based on you voting for some shit. Voting don't work. It never did work. You can't just go down there to the poll and vote for some shit and expect something to change. That shit don't work no more either. Them days is gone. They gone. And they trying to tell y'all that they not helping y'all, by how they cutting people with these benefits, and you know they leaving people stranded when it comes to food stamps and government assistance. They not trying to help y'all with none of that shit. You see what I'm saying? That should tell you right then and there something is up. Something smell fishy. And I want y'all to remember and understand, man, it's the government. It's the government. All right? Now, do you need the government to make it? No, you don't. You don't need the government to make it. You need the Most High. That's why I tell y'all, man, put y'all faith and trust in God. Stop putting y'all faith and trust in the fucking job. A lot of y'all out there put all y'all faith and trust in a boss, in a job, in a president, in a politician, in a mayor. But y'all don't never put that same kind of energy in putting y'all trust in God. But y'all put all that shit into a president who failing y'all and who don't give a damn about y'all. That's why I don't vote. And the ones like me who don't vote, guess what? We knew Donald Trump wasn't going to do shit. And get what? The ones that don't vote like me, guess what? The next motherfucker after Donald Trump ain't going to do shit. And guess what? The ones who don't vote like me, guess what? The motherfucker after the motherfucker that's after Donald Trump, he ain't going to do shit. These presidents is puppets. They not designed to come and help human civilization, all right? Get that through your head. They only puppets and taking orders. That's it. All right? So I want y'all to remember, man, the economy as you know it, as of 2026, it'll never be the same going forward, dog. It'll never be the same. You got AI coming. You got, you know, all this bioengineering and all these things they doing in the lab. With bioengineering, you got nanotechnology. You got a lot of shit coming that you know, I'm not telling you to be afraid of, because I'm not scared of none of this shit. Neither do I want you to be afraid of this shit. But I just want you to be aware of it. And I just want you to understand what's going on. And remember that these things is supposed to replace people for their jobs. Hell, AI already done replaced 25, 30% people for jobs 15 years ago you had to go to college and get a degree for. Now the same jobs that you had to go to college and get a degree for 15 years ago, AI doing it or a robot doing this shit now. So, you know, all this shit is a part of the agenda. And, you know, they still under the same agenda as Agenda 21, but they do got another agenda coming up, and Agenda 30, which is the digital age. All right. Even though they ushered it in earlier, 2015, they ushered in the digital age a little bit with cryptocurrency. We seen where that went and all these other different outlets too. But they really want to double down on it in 2030. All right. And we know China is already, you know, got people on a restriction base when it comes to having people chipped. China already got people chipped. They already started it over there in China. And this is why I tell people this is a worldwide issue. It's not just in America. It's not just in America. This shit is worldwide. China already got people chipped. They already chipped their citizens. They already got the FRID chips, and they already went digital IDs over there in China. All right? They already did it. So this is what I'm telling y'all. It's not just America. All these people is on the same team. China, America, North Korea, Russia, Africa, motherfucking Canada. These, the bigger spaces, they all in cahoots. It's a world government. That's why they're trying to make a one world government, the new world order. They all in cahoots, but they'll play like they beefing. They got to do that shit to keep you in a state of fear. They'll play like they at war with each other. And they sometimes really do be at war with each other. But guess what? They know it's only to keep the citizens in a state of fear and to depopulate as many people as possible so they can take over the planet. All right? So I just want y'all to remember, man, the economy as of 2026 going forward, it'll never be the same. So make sure you prepare. Make sure you stay on game, and make sure you don't panic. All right, because there's a lot of people panicking, and none of this shit matter anyway, because you got to die. So you better thank God for death. All right. And that's why I love the Most High, because the Most High said, yeah, y'all can live, but one day you're going to have to return home. And one thing about God, God is the greatest to ever do it. And one thing y'all got to respect is that God created death so you would, because God knew one day we will get tired of living this existence on this plane. That's why death exists, for you to elevate, for you to graduate, for you to transcend this plane, because it's higher dimensions than the 3D dimension. But that's another conversation for another day. But, you know, I just want y'all to stay focused. Don't panic. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's the end of an age. We know that. Babylon is falling. We know that. But as the new earth come about, you're going to see an increase in more deaths, fatalities, based on the fact that Mother Earth got to get rid of all the bad, all the trash, to recleanse herself, to recleanse itself. Okay? And so I want y'all to remember, don't panic, keep God first, and just stay prepared. All right? Stay prepared. And now is the time to if you got neighbors who you cool with, you know, maybe y'all can try to build something. Now is the time. If you got family members who you still in touch with, y'all can build something and come together and figure something out. But we was here and designed to rise off this shit, to rise with each other from this shit. You know what I mean? So all that being independent, you know, going into the age we going into, you better have somebody. Somebody. Even if it's one or two people, you better have somebody you can connect with. And I always tell y'all that it's cool to be a loner and cool to be, you know, alone to yourself and study yourself, but you still better have somebody. You feel what I'm saying? That you can size it up with and go to war with if necessary. All right? And I just want y'all to remember and understand, man, all this shit is about to get taken. Money, the way these apps is ran, the way these social media apps is, you know, the cost of living, it's going to be harder to buy a house. They already making it so expensive to buy a house. I think the average house in America is like $500,000. Come on, man. Mortgages is shooting up too. Property taxes is going up too. So the economy after 2026 will never be the same. Jobs won't be the same. The housing market won't be the same. The stock market won't be the same. You putting your money into investments and you think that shit is going to turn you into a millionaire in the next 5 years, that shit ain't going to be the same either, bro. So I want y'all to make sure that you building something sustainable that you can call your own. And stop looking for the government to save you, because they not designed and they not there to save you and to help you out this shit. All right? They the ones that's putting us deeper into this motherfucking pit. And going forward, you know, it's going to be a lot of changes. And I just want people to stay focused. Don't panic. Because a lot of people is going to take them FRID chips and them digital IDs when they usher that shit in, because a lot of people is desperate. And they starving for a come up. And they acting like, you feel what I'm saying? The government is gonna work something out for them. The government ain't working shit out for you. Straight up. See what I'm talking about? And so I want y'all to stay focused, man. Keep God first. Keep God first. Not Trump, not politics, not the mayor, not your boss at work. Keep God first, man. The Most High. All right? So until next time, I love y'all. God bless y'all. Y'all put y'all thoughts and comments at the bottom of this video and let's chop it up. Until next time, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace. 100.